Everyone, it's Summerween. That's when Mom reads books in the summertime that are scary. I don't like scary books. That's okay. We don't have to read them. Hi everyone! Welcome to Summerween for 2025. Last year I participated in the Summerween readathon and had a really good time. So I thought I'd do it again this year. So if you need to know something about Summerween, it is a week-long readathon. It starts today, which is Saturday the 5th of September. It starts today, which is Saturday the 5th of July, and it runs for 8 days this year. And it's put on by Gabby Reads, and I will link to her down in the description so that you can check it out. I am planning on doing, I'm thinking it'll be 2 or 3 vlogs. Last year I did 2. I did one after 3 days and then another one at the end of the 4 days because it was 7 days. This year, I'm not sure, but we'll see how it goes. So I thought I would introduce you guys to the prompts and to my particular TBR. And I have a kitten at my feet. Come here, you. Which one of you is it? Which one of you is it? Oh, it's little Yoongi. Just in case I haven't introduced you yet to these 2 little squirmy worms, these are my sisters and my new kittens. We had to say goodbye to our dear old lady, Pip, here about a week and a half ago, or 3 weeks ago. And then a week and a half ago, we brought these 2 little goofers home. So here you have the noisy little one here is Smokey, otherwise known as Mochi. And the quiet one right now, who's not always quiet, is little Yoongi. And they are a barrel of fun and entertainment and are keeping my life interesting. So I'm going to put them on the floor so they can go play. Youch! They're also Velcro. This is little Yoongi. He's a little chunky boy. Okay, so Yoongi and I will introduce you to the prompt. So there are 5 different prompts. I'm just going to open my book here for the readathon. First one is to read a book in the dark or at night. Then I have to read a horror or a thriller book. Then read a book with a sky on the cover. Read a book that you've owned for more than a year. And read a novella, manga, or listen to a spooky audiobook. So what I have decided for my TBR, let me just bring it over here. I have to do everything one-handed nowadays. So for the prompt of a thriller or a horror, I decided to go with something. I wanted to do the readathon without having to add too many new books to my TBR. I wanted to stick with things that I already was trying to read this month if possible. So this one, it might not be considered horror, but it's kind of horror adjacent, and that is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. Now, this is one that I have been wanting to read for a long time, and I have it in there for my buzzword challenge for an eye on the cover, because there's an eye there. And this one looks super interesting. It's quite a lengthy book, so we'll see how that works for me this week. But it's about a woman. She's following her or exploring her father's library, and she finds an ancient book and a cache of yellowing letters. The letters are all addressed to my dear and unfortunate successor, and they plunge her into a world she never dreamed of, a labyrinth where the secrets of her father's past and her mother's mysterious fate connect to an inconceivable evil hidden in the depths of history. So that is what the general premise of that one is. So I think it's at least horror adjacent. So I'm going to call it that. Then for a manga, I don't have a lot of manga, and I didn't have any novellas on my TBR or anything. And I already have some other audiobooks that I'm working on, so I didn't really want to start another audiobook. So I, yes, Yumi, I love you too. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, I love you too. Oh, yes. Oh, you're so special. But I did have one out for my library challenge, which you'll be seeing coming up towards the end of the month. So I'm going to double up on that one. So I won't tell you a whole ton about this one. I will read it during the vlog, but I'm not going to tell you a lot about it because it'll be for that library vlog. And that is How to Treat Magical Beasts by Kazia. Now this one is about a young girl, I believe, who loves animals. And so she goes to work for a veterinarian who then but she wants to look after magical beasts instead of just regular animals. Which, are you a magical beast, young man? You're magical, aren't you? Yes. You're a monster. So that's the manga I'm going to do. And then for a sky on the cover, I had from my TBR game this month, I had The Cold Dish by Craig Johnson. And this is the first in his Longmire series, and as you can see, there's a sky on the cover. It is also a book that I have owned for, I'm getting grabbed by another kitten. Come here. Come here, mister. There's the other one. Moki. Hey, Moki. Yes, so it does have a sky on the cover. And I have actually owned this one for more than a year. This is a reread. I had read it several years ago, but I wanted to read the series again and continue. So this one is the first in the Walt Longmire series. They're set in Wyoming, and he is a sheriff. And he's just trying to make his way through to retirement. But he ends up finding someone named Cody Pritchard dead near the Northern Cheyenne Reservation. 2 years earlier, Cody had been one of 4 high school boys given suspended sentences for raping a local Cheyenne girl. And so it looks like somebody's looking for vengeance. And he has, don't play with that. He has the help of his longtime friend, Henry Standing Bear, who I just absolutely love his character. He's my favorite. And they try to solve the mystery. So because the historian is so large, hi, yes, I love you too. Because the historian is such a big book, I'm going to, I could use that one to double up that prompt. Otherwise, I am going to try and read Borrower of the Night by Elizabeth Peters. This one is one that I've owned for a long time. It's, again, a reread. It's the first book in a series, and I got it for my TBR game this month. And this is the first in her Vicky Bliss series, and it is a treasure hunt in an old German castle. Vicky is a historian, and I just remember absolutely loving it. So if I have time this week, I'll add that one on to the end and have an extra prompt or an extra one for that prompt. Otherwise, I can double up. So me and my squirmy little kittens are going to go ahead and start reading and see how far we get. I was going to use my mic to update you guys on my reading so far, but I have a couple of friends who would like to use it instead. Do you have anything to say for yourself, sir? Sir, do you have anything to say for yourself? How about you, sir? Anything to say for yourself? No, don't play with it. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Anything to say? Anything at all to say, young man? No? Anyway, so I got started with my reading. Yes, young man. I got started with my reading last night, and I decided to start with The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova and hi Raven, and the Cold Dish by Craig Johnson. I'm starting with those two, and I made some pretty good progress. In the Cold Dish, I got to page 50, and that one is very interesting. It is a reread for me, but I really enjoy his writing. I think the strongest thing with Craig Johnson's writing is always his characters. His characters are so interesting and layered. Walt's character, being the sheriff, he has seen a lot and done a lot. He's struggling with the death of his wife a few years before this, and he is definitely a multi-layered character. Henry Standing Bear, his best friend, again, another hugely multi-layered character. He's been through a ton of things in his life. They both fought in Vietnam. Henry was involved in a whole bunch of like protesting and stuff too, and advocacy for the First Nations and all those sorts of things. And now they're a little bit older, and they have all these other all these layers to them, and I just love the characters so much. Trigger warning in this one, definitely for sexual assault. It has some pretty brutal stuff that you learn about, but overall, like, the story itself is just so good. I really, really like the characters in these books. So, and then this is The Historian. How far did I get in this behemoth? It's like 5%, but it was like, where am I? About 40 pages into it, so I have a lot to go yet. And that one is creepier than I was expecting. I know I said it was like horror adjacent or whatever, but it is definitely horror associated, I'm sure, and very creepy. So you're following the story from the point of view of this woman who's a historian, and I don't believe I necessarily know her name yet. I'd have to look back. Like I say, I'm only 40 pages in, because she's telling the story, but she's relating things that her father told her right now as a young man when he was in graduate school. His professor told him a story, and now he's telling her. And what happened, that's really convoluted, but essentially what happened is both her father and his professor, when they were studying in the library, all of a sudden they came back to their desk, and on it was a book, and the book had no properly identifying information on it, and it was blank inside except for the very center page, which had a picture of a dragon on it and said Dracula. And so when her father found it, he took it to his mentor and asked him about it, and then that's when he found out that his mentor had one as well from when he was young. And then his mentor tells him the story about trying to identify what the book was and trying to go and look for information. And he travels to Istanbul on the trail of Vlad Tepes, who was the inspiration for Dracula. And when he's there, he comes away from that experience with where what he says is that he discovered that Vlad Tepes isn't dead, and that's kind of where I'm at now. And so she's getting her father to continue telling her the story, but I know there's also other things that happen in here. She found this bunch of letters that say to my unfortunate successor, and she only read like the first paragraph of one, but then now her father has hidden them again, and then he also hid this book and from her so that she can't find it. She's like 16 years old at this point. So it's very, very interesting, very, very creepy. So far I like the writing style. It's written in a more slow style, but it sounds quite academic, and I know I'm going to enjoy that part of it. I do really like that research aspect of things, and it's written from her point of view now. As in the story, she's an older woman. She's in her 50s, and she's relating back this story. So it's kind of has that little bit of a more distant air to it. But like I say, I don't mind that because some of my favorite books are written that way. So anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at for the first day of Summerween, and I'm going to be doing some more reading today. I spent most of the day working on, I spent most of the day working on other things. But this evening, I'm going to try and get a bunch of reading done. And then I also have to do a bit more work because I have to plan, because tomorrow I have my presentation at the library about my own book. So that should be fun. I'm anxious about that, but that's okay. And yeah, so I will catch up with you guys later and tell you more of my thoughts. I forcefully slammed the pick against one of the big rocks in the muddy ground and felt it crack before I pushed it hard to dislodge the chunk of granite. Seems like I spend my whole damn life digging. One of these days, maybe it'll be my own grave. Take it easy, kid, Willie said, sensing the dark cloud forming over me. I looked up at him and let out a long breath. You gonna come down in this hole at all, or just sit up there smoking all day? Willie grimaced, tapping his right knee. I dug enough trenches back in the day. Anyway, old injury's acting up again. There's still a couple of pieces of shrapnel in there that they never got out. Yesterday you said it was your left knee, I said, raising an eyebrow at him. Willie shifted his weight and tried to hide the grin with a tug on his mustache. Oh, that one was from taking a fall off a train car last year. Right, and tomorrow it's going to be your back? Well, you know how my old bones love the cold. I laughed and swung the pick again. Willie ground what was left of his cigarette under his boot. So what did you tell Matt? I'd better know in case we meet up with the kid again. Well, everyone, true to form, Summerween is staying good and warm. This is actually day 5, but I'm just winding up day 4 because last night when I got home from my
book launch, I was exhausted. So I didn't really feel like recording anything, but that went really well. And I have some clips to show you, and then I'm going to upload hopefully the actual video of the thing later. But yeah, after I finally relaxed for a little bit, then I ended up reading some more of The Cold Dish, and I ended up getting to about 40% in that one. I'm still only at about 100 pages in The Historian. So I have lots of work to do for the rest of Summerween. I am heading into day 5 now, and I definitely have a lot of reading to do because The Historian is a very large book. And The Cold Dish doesn't look that long, but it's actually over 350 pages for it being quite a small looking book. And then the manga should be quick, and the other novel shouldn't take too long because it's a just your average mystery novel. So anyways, that's my plans. So I'm going to close off this vlog here and try and get it posted today. And I will see you guys soon with the next vlog. I'm going to be doing the next 4 days of Summerween, and I will vlog that for you. So I hope you enjoyed this. Give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys soon on the next video. Bye-bye.